So you were saying it's been a crazy year. You had less than positive expectations back in March, and yet somehow the silver lining is that mountain bikes, power sports, all these strange little segments of people that are going out and recreating have actually rebounded pretty favorably.
Yeah, and not just the core users, but I think it's, it's just created, I think in bike and power sports both, are I would say struggle, but are challenged by the same, some of the same dynamics of how do you get more people to participate more frequently. And I think this is something that's really brought in new people. I mean, when you look at the number of off-road motorcycle units that have been sold in the first half of the year, and when you look at the displacement, it's really easy to see that we're really bringing in new and younger people into the sport, which is fantastic. And I think the same thing with e-bikes and with mountain bikes right now in the bicycle market. There's just a tremendous, this whole forcing people to recreate close to home, and I'm sure it's benefiting from the offset of the investment into travel, vacations, and people are investing in getting their kids on bikes, and I think particularly the trails around us here in Southern California, but I think this is true across the U.S. It's there are a lot more people out riding trails, and I think that's I don't think that's a short-term benefit. I think it's going to contribute to a long-term trend. So I'm very positive about the impact of these new users coming into the industry, particularly over the next 2 to 3 years.
Well, you guys are uniquely positioned because of the Fox heritage, but also because of the technology and knowing your market. And I saw it today. I got the e-blast 20 minutes ago that the mountain bike apparel line for 2021 has dropped. So
yeah,
you're right place, right time with the right product.
Yeah. And look, there's still, plenty of challenges to work through, and the last 4 months have been really ups and downs. Not everything's going so well. We're still figuring out, although the endemic markets of mountain bike and power sports are doing really well, we also have a relatively large lifestyle business, and that market, I would say, the traditional retail, whether it's mall-based or more national chain retail, that's definitely challenged, and that's something that we're dealing with on, as we look to the future. How do we see retail developing? How do we see the lifestyle market developing? That's been, I would say, where we've seen the biggest headwinds.
This isn't your first rodeo. Certainly on the bicycle side, everybody was aware that you'd made the move from Specialized to Fox. But before that, you were with One Industries and also part of the team that transitioned Transamerica to Polaris. So the power sports industry as well as the bicycle business.
I would say I'm always learning. I just say I'm a beginner's mindset, with everything. But I've been fortunate to, been in the bike industry. There are a lot of similarities, especially in the independent nature of retail. I think in the voice of the customer, what their needs are, what their challenges are to operate. That's very consistent. The product innovation and brand, I think that's very consistent. I guess the impact that great product has on the consumer experience, that's pretty consistent. And yeah, I have had an opportunity to sit from different perspectives. Inside the industry, I've had the opportunity to kind of work around the world. Started in the U.S. I lived in Asia for 5 years, so saw the world through a completely different lens in Australia and Japan, and then also lived in Europe for 5 years. So, I've had a great opportunity to kind of study the market from, different regional perspectives. And then, like you said, from, operator as well as a board member. So that's given me good perspective, I think, and definitely great learnings to help, as we're thinking through, how do we continue to build a strong Fox brand.